We're here with Gregg today, who has been very involved in Mary Queen of Peace Parish, and you've been also very involved with our Dynamic Parish program. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, gladly. So Jodi, I don't know, it was about almost 4 years ago, we were approached to be a part of a pilot program called Dynamic Parish, which is a spin-off from Dynamic Parish, Matthew Kelly's organization, to kind of help take parishes to, like, they may be a dynamic parish, which I think Mary Queen of Peace certainly is, but to raise the bar, just to fully engage more people, more lapsed Catholics really, and to getting excited about what it means, the genius of Catholicism, as Matthew Kelly likes to say.
Well, I've certainly seen lots of books being handed out and the church full when we have speakers and different things going on. Have you had any particular situations where you've seen where parishioners have really been ignited to their faith by this program with the books?
Yeah, so it's in some big ways and some little ways. So I guess I'll answer your question in short. Yeah. Some of the big ways have been like the Dream event that we had, 2.5 years ago, whenever that was. There was just people really got excited about that event and really good feedback. And that was more about dreaming but the concept being, if you're living towards your dreams, you're living towards God's will in your life, as long as you're keyed in to the church. And then on a smaller level, we did like a July dinner one time, just as like hey, this is what we've done for the first year, feedback, what would you like to see? And we had just a huge mix of age groups and people we didn't expect come, and again, really good feedback. And then once in a while, like we did a video, and then a parishioner said, I'm really glad you did, this is a different video, you're talking about why you love, which sacrament was your favorite, and it was about confession, and like it prompted them to go back to confession. So, which I hadn't been in a long time. So it's in big ways and little ways, we've seen it have, and that's just me. Like there's a whole team of people that are behind this. There's Karen Baker, John Tomba, the A-Bears, Shelley Rainey, and they've all had similar experiences doing different things.
That's great. Well, one of the things that I noticed, and that's very powerful what you just said, one of the things that I've noticed just watching is that this sense of community, it's like whenever somebody's at the doors handing out books, it just seems to create a buzz. So are you guys sensing that as the Dynamic Parish committee? Are you sensing like this greater sense of community here at Mary Queen of Peace?
I think Mary Queen of Peace has always had a great sense of community. I think the big challenge is it's further engaging those who may not come to church on a regular basis, or maybe whose children go to school but they don't attend Mass regularly. That's where we really want to pull them in, because there's an expression, just because I'm standing in the garage it doesn't make me a car. It's like we want people to have that engagement, that relationship with Jesus. So things like, there's some other things that I don't mind saying, Jodi, you were part of, a leader on the women's welcome retreat, which happened just before COVID, the COVID shutdown. And that was hugely successful, and the feedback and the welcome retreat on a national level is something that people have talked about for decades, formerly known as Christ Renews His Parish, that it's a trigger event for a lot of people who are just kind of on the fringe, and then it kind of lights them as holy cow, what have I been missing? And they engage their faith. And I know you've experienced that, not necessarily you personally, because I know where you are, but I'm talking about those who participated. And so the men are kicking that off now, which me, and we've got a group of like 22 other guys that are ready to kick off the men. So we're really excited about that, just to be this core group of men to help bring Jesus to other people in the parish.
Yeah, that's I love everything you just said. And one of the things that I noticed too, I didn't realize that the welcome retreat was actually Christ Renews His Parish, and that Dynamic Catholic had taken that. And I've kind of noticed that a lot about the materials that in the books, that it's really not anything that's new. It's taking the beauty of our Catholic faith and it's kind of re-engaging us with that. Would you say I'm on the right path with that?
100%.
Well, how would you say, if you don't mind me asking, on a personal level, how has being involved with Dynamic Parish, has it spilled over to your family, or just how has it impacted you on a personal level?
It's it's me giving of myself. I mean, really, it's just we talk about, again, part of one of the books we read in the very beginning, but creating holy moments. That you never know the impact that you have on somebody else. So if we're having an event, whether it's a retreat or we're handing out books at Christmas or Easter, you just don't know what that moment does for somebody. So it's helped me just get out more of my comfort zone and do some things. Because look, that whole men's welcome thing that we're part of, I asked a whole bunch of people if they wanted to participate, but finally it came back to, I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then it's funny how the Holy Spirit works, because there were some men in the sidelines were waiting for that invitation that if it hadn't been me, they may not have been asked. And it was kind of like God lined it up. So it was really cool.
Well, it's cool how he does that for us.
Yeah,
but you got to give your yes first.
Yeah, it took like 2 years, man. It took a long time.
So I guess we need to be patient and wait and just work on God's time.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, very good. Well, last question.
Sure.
What would you say to anybody, this is just in general in the parish, who might be a little bit hesitant on getting involved in a Bible study or just anything that piques their interest, but they're a little bit nervous about getting there and taking that step and going and doing that to be involved? What would you say to them?
The less charitable part of myself would say just get over it, but really it comes down to just do it. It's not like everybody at Mary Queen of Peace is going to be welcoming, especially the leaders of the ministries. It's open, it's an inviting place, and that's feedback we've always gotten about Mary Queen of Peace. And sometimes that thing that makes us nervous is something we're holding on to, that we have to just let go and give it to God and say, hey, if I'm really nervous about that thing, maybe that's exactly where you need to be in that thing, and just try it. You don't have to sign anything in blood or give up a kid or anything like that. There's no money involved, so just go, and if it's not for you after 2 or 3 or 5 meetings, then try something different.
Maybe it wasn't yours to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just have fun with it.
Oh, love that. Definitely. All right. Well, thanks a lot for being here.
Cool. Great job. Thanks, Jodi.